Hey guys, it's Lionel here. Today we are back with another video. Today's video is going to be about AJATT. So please watch to the end so you can get the most out of this video and you'll be able to understand the rest of my videos that I'll be making on this channel. So today's video is about an overview of AJATT. It's going to be an explanation of about who the person who made AJATT is, what the AJATT website is about and what it contains, how to navigate yourself around this website, and also about the AJATT method itself. So let's get started. So the person who made AJATT, all Japanese all the time, his name is Katsumoto, and I'll put an image of him right here. Katsumoto is someone who learned the Japanese language to fluency, or at least to a good enough fluency to land him a job at Sony after studying the Japanese language for 18 months. He was nobody special and he was the same as me and you. He had an undergraduate in computer science, a non-Japanese girlfriend, and a part-time job that he was doing at the time. And according to him, the way he learned Japanese is by surrounding himself in the Japanese language for 18 to 24 hours in the day, and also by having fun with the Japanese language. Now, let's have a look at an overview of the AJATT method. If you go to the AJATT website, to the table of contents, which I will link below in the description, at the first section, you should see the word overview. If you click on that, you will find this image that I have here in the top right corner. This image gives you a basic overview of what your journey from non-fluency to fluency will look like. Now, on the overview section of his website, he splits the language learning journey into around 4 phases. Phase 0, which is simply to believe that you can become fluent in the Japanese language or whatever target language you are trying to become fluent in. That is pretty self-explanatory, so I won't be spending any more time on that. It's simply just believe you can become fluent. Then you have phase 1. This is getting the equipment you need for daily action. Daily action meaning the things you are going to be doing every day in order to attain fluency. And he says that the things you will be needing, number 1, setting up your emergent environment. What does that mean? That means literally changing everything around you into the target language you're trying to learn. In our case, here on my channel, it is Japanese. That means changing your friends to Japanese, changing your phone to Japanese, changing your laptop into Japanese, changing the media you consume into Japanese, reading Japanese newspaper, novels, manga, YouTube, Netflix, everything, turning it into Japanese. And also just listening to Japanese music, and just everything you listen to and read is basically now the Japanese language. Step 2 is getting SRS, which stands for Space Repetition Software. An example of this is Anki, and is also what I would strongly recommend. And it's basically electronic flashcards, and they're going to help you remember all the information that's related to Japanese. You can take it from your short-term memory to your long-term memory, and also prevent you from forgetting things. Okay, then we have phase 2. Phase 2, according to Katsumoto, is that you should go on and then learn Kanji. Kanji are the Chinese characters that you see on your local Chinese shop, the characters you see in Japanese manga, and so on. They're the complicated signs that you see everywhere. And Japanese has them too, and they call them Kanji. He recommends that you learn all 2,136, I can't quite remember, of the most common Kanji. I agree with that to a certain extent, but he says that you should learn them all just straight up. But I have a different way of learning Kanji, and I will be explaining this in a future video, so don't worry about that right now. So simply, he says you should go and learn Kanji, because once you know the Kanji, you'll be unstoppable in terms of being able to read things and so on, which is also a very good idea and principle. But we'll talk more about Kanji study later in the future videos. Then phase 3, according to the AJATT method, is to then go and learn Kana. Kana being katakana and hiragana. For those who don't know and just starting to learn Japanese, Japanese has 3 writing systems. It has hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Hiragana, more cursive. Katakana is more straight, and it's similar looking to hiragana, but it just has sharper characters, and they tend to be used to write loan words. Loan words being foreign words that are not Japanese, but Japanese need to be able to say them, so they write them in katakana. Things like McDonald's. McDonald's is not a Japanese word, but it will be written in katakana and pronounced in a Japanese way, which is McDonald's. And there's other words like that. So you write those in katakana. And then you have kanji, which was taken from China. These are the Chinese characters, but obviously they've been changed slightly. They're not quite similar to Chinese characters, but yeah, that's what kanji is. And yeah, so he says that after phase 2 of learning kanji, you should go and learn hiragana and katakana. Then phase 4 of the AJATT method then goes on to say you should learn sentences. And these learn around 10,000 sentences, which will then take you all the way to fluency. And an important thing he also says in this section of the website is that the sentences you learn should be grammatically correct, native grammatically correct sentences that should only be taken from native Japanese media. He also says when it comes to grammar, you should not memorize grammar or learn it, but just understand it and be able to use it. But again, I will talk more about this in future videos. He also says that you should not translate these sentences into English. In the beginning, you can't help, you have to translate, but try to avoid translating as much as possible. And again, I will guide you guys. I'm going to hold your hands and guide you through this whole process and give you the detailed steps of what you're going to do in terms of your Japanese studies when starting from the very beginning. So do not worry about that, guys. And yeah, that's basically the last phase of the AJATT method. You will basically be doing this thing called sentence mining, which is just mining for sentences, finding native sentences and building up your knowledge, your bank of Japanese native sentences or your target language sentences until you have enough to then output, then be able to speak and then make your own sentences. After you've gathered enough, his recommendation being 10,000, native sentences. But that's it for the overview of the AJATT method. Next, what I'm going to do is give you guys homework. Before you watch my next video or watch any of the rest of my videos on my channel, I need you to go down into the description and look for the section where it says homework. Your homework is to go and watch the playlist that I have linked there in the description. This is where you'll find the man himself, Katsumoto, explaining the AJATT method while actually doing it in the video, which is quite sick. And yeah, just watch that playlist. It has about 3-4 videos of Katsumoto talking and sort of being interviewed, and they're each around 10 minutes long. So watch those videos, deepen your understanding of the AJATT method, and then come back and watch my videos. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to keep it short, and I'll see you guys next time.